Maritime claims are very limited and must be based only on international law. And surely it has been determined according to the famous theory of land dominating the sea and not the other way around. Mr. Henry conceptualized it for us.
The Spratlys is considered as a collective whole, and so is the Parsons. Collective whole means it does not distinguish between a feature and the sea and also the shelf. It's just that you draw something, it's part and parcel of that collective whole. It doesn't matter whether it's a feature or it's a seabed. Now, runs counter to the concept of land dominating the sea. You cannot claim a sea independent of the land. Anne made mention of the land dominating the sea. What that actually means is that he who owns the island also owns the sea around it. It's not the other way around. You cannot own a sea independent of the land. This is why we refer to it as land dominating the sea. All rights to the maritime zone emanates from your ownership of the land. All right, so that's what.
Pending the settlement of the dispute, the parties concerned must cooperate to maintain freedom and safety of navigation in the South China Sea.
It is also desirable for the claimant parties concerned to reach a binding code of conduct to establish a mechanism for crisis management and conflicts prevention in the sea.
Now let's hear what are some of the last words these two delegates wishing to speak are to the public.
Actually, there are prospects for dispute settlement, the role of Vietnam and the Philippines, as well as ASEAN region to play in the management on the South China Sea dispute.
The South China Sea in some areas is under overlapping maritime zone. Therefore, the party have obligation to cooperate with each other. The party cannot just foster their jurisdiction right to claim exercise their right. That will escalate the conflict. And therefore, if we look at the prospect for dispute settlement, we can think about many measures that provide for international law as well as UNCLOS. Exchange point of view, conciliation, or judicial body, ICJ or ICOS, the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea, or arbitration under Annex 7 or Annex 8, advisory opinion by judicial body, or provisional method when the case is too dangerous that hampers the interests of the party. However, unfortunately, there's some party urging for exchange point of view but insist on bilateral nature only. Whereas there's some dispute, as I mentioned at the beginning, the Spratlys, for example, is multilateral dispute, cannot be solved by bilateral. Conciliation, ICJ is not. We are willing to do so. I also think that the Philippines also have the intention to bring that case, some of their case to the judicial body. But there's some other country intentionally opt out the possibility to bring by making declaration under UNCLOS. Therefore, at the moment, I think the most feasible measures for the party is try to explain and apply international law consistently. And by doing so, they can jointly request for advisory opinion, or if the case is too hampered, they can ask for provisional measure from judicial bodies. And by that way, they can help clarify the claim, forcing the other party to clarify their claim, and by that way narrow down the overlapping maritime zone and narrow down the dispute and hope for the dispute settlement. That Vietnam is very interested in conducting joint development with other parties, but within a full meaning of joint development, that means shelve the sovereignty dispute for joint development, not on the recognition of some other sovereignty. Because if we recognize some sovereignty of the other, there's no way for joint development. If something is yours, why you have to share with us? And then, immediate step, what we do in the coming futures. So the coming futures is further urgent need that because we lack the mechanism for conflict management, so that what we have to do is based on international law, based on UNCLOS, to build a document of the regions in the form of a legally binding. Ideally, we have the legally binding COC for maritime issue. We also have to implement DUC and its guidelines while pending for the new document. And the role of ASEAN and the founding member is very important. And I'm sitting in Bangkok, so I would like to just pay some attention for Thailand. What we have seen after AMN 45 is very encouraging. We have very active role of Indonesia. I believe that Thailand can do the same. Why? Thailand showed themselves as an advocate for rule-based approach. Thailand just ratified UNCLOS not long ago. Thailand is also a founding member of ASEAN, a non-claimant. That's why Thailand can maintain a neutral position in the South China Sea. Thailand is acting coordinator for ASEAN-China relations, and it is actually the chance for Thailand. I think Cambodia needs a chance for the anniversary of DOC. I don't think that the DOC can be out by this year. Therefore, it's a chance for Thailand. We cannot have another COC in 15 years. This coming COC is going to be a landmark and can be named by Thailand.
And that wraps up today's edition of Towards 2015.
We'll see you again, same time, same place, same channel. Until then, สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ